Unstable unicorns. Look, just like exploding kittens, these are sort of, more designer card games that have mass wide appeal. And that's actually a really good thing because what it's doing, it's getting fresh eyes and fresh people into this hobby we know and love. So let's check out the latest game from the designers of Unstable Unicorns, and it's called Casting Shadows. Okay, so the first thing we have here is it's Casting Shadows, the board game. Even though this is still very much a card game, but there is some more board game aspects and a couple of the Euro mechanics that sort of we know and we're comfortable with. And the great thing is it's going to introduce those mechanics to just a whole bunch of new people, and they're going to absolutely love it. First things first, 1.2 million Australian, 900,000 US, and this is what, first 24 or so hours. Like, it's crazy numbers, 8,000 odd backers. Let's go check out the video. Yep, from the creators of Unstable Unicorns, here to slay. And we know that this is a hex tile game. So it's going to be a 2 to 4 player strategic competitive sort of game where those hexes are basically, you're going to be able to go and collect resources, trade those resources in for spells, be able to sort of go to sort of different areas and be able to attack other people. Look, it's going to be a lot of similar things to what you've experienced in sort of Unstable Unicorns and those sort of games. So they're not branching that far out from what they're comfortable with. So the art, I think the art is absolutely fantastic. Look, it's obviously very strong sort of Pokemon vibes, but again, it's appealing to that wider audience that, they're going to see this, they're going to feel comfortable with these images, these graphics, and they're just going to fall in love with these cute characters. Yeah, summon companions. So that's what's going to be unique about this game, and we're going to go into that a bit later. But that's one of the unique things where you're going to upgrade your character, and you're going to upgrade them to this sort of shadow side and be able to sort of bring in companions, which is going to help you to sort of, win the battle. And again, just incredible, just cute artwork. It's artwork that's going to sell. Simple as that. And Casting Shadows. There you go. So they're going to be your 4 main characters that's going to come in the core box.
Hi everyone, I'm Ryan.
And this is the guy behind it. This is the guy who's raked in millions of dollars, I'm assuming. Anyway, look, here we go. This is what we're looking at here. So you've got hex tiles, you're going to have dice there. Yep, seeing the graphics. They're going to be a whole bunch of Kickstarter exclusives.
In Casting Shadows, you'll engage in a supernatural showdown set in a once peaceful world that is now.
And he's just waffling on about stuff. Anyway, we're going to get into the campaign. We're going to see everything that he's talking about. Oh, there we go. Here's those hexes there. Some standees, cards, player boards. Look, a whole bunch of stuff going on. Look, let's get into the campaign. I'm too bloody excited for this. Okay, so first things first. Here we go. Explore a dark, enchanting world and battle your opponents in a 2 to 4 player, turn-based, competitive strategic board game. So turn-based, so again, going to be very similar to these sort of games before it. So people are going to be very familiar with a lot of the mechanics and the way this is going to work. Throughout the game, you're going to collect resources, learn new spells, summon a companion, and if you're unlucky, unlock that shadow form. Cool, excellent. There we go. Okay, let's scroll down. Where's my mouse? There we go. Okay, so let's have a look at this. So you're going to have your initial, the main board in the middle there with the 7 hex tiles there. The 3 hex tiles in the middle are stock standard every single game, and then the ones on the bottom and top, they're going to be your player ones. So they're the hexes that respond to the player board there. So that hex is there, that hex is for there. So they're going to be your players. So if it's a 2-player game, I'm going to assume, actually I don't know. All I know is this is obviously set up for a 4-player game. So I guess in a 2-player, maybe the hexes are still all there, but you're still only going to be playing it on your player board. Okay, and there's just a close-up there, and we're going to notice here little standees. Very, very cute. And these are going to be your characters, and they've already unfortunately, they've already teased this a little bit here because you've got the 4 main characters, but there's also going to be 2 characters you're going to get an expansion, and we'll look at that shortly. So Kickstarter exclusive, this is why, why back this over retail? And 100%, this is the only reason why. Look, no one gives a shit about the exclusive edition box. Like that's a nicety, but that's not what people are here for. They're here for 2 Kickstarter exclusive companions. That's a bonus. More resource cards. The 2 exclusive player boards. So there's a cute little owl there. Look, I 100% play with that owl. Owl's one of my favorites. More spells, more conversion spells. So it's those extra stuff. And when you upgrade your pledge, you're gonna be able to also get these exclusive playmats, which are freaking awesome. So a lot of people are gonna want to upgrade just for that. And yep, cool. And there's some more. And Now, we've got here acrylic standees. Now, don't let this fool you. You'd be pretty excited right now, like seeing that. Like, look, first time I saw it, my jollies were pretty damn excited. But unfortunately, you're going to have to pay some bulk coin for this. Anyway, we'll get into that very shortly. Okay, so here we go. Yep, cool, people just saying nice things. Okay, the prices. This is where things get weird. So firstly, $30 for standard edition. So straight away, that's going to be what you're going to expect in retail. And we already know that you're going to get that a hell of a lot cheaper in retail down the track. That's just the way these things work. Especially considering you're going to be paying postage for this as well. So for people who are backing the standard edition, like, you're nuts. Like, it's crazy. That's not what you're here for. What you're here for is spending another $9 and getting some of those Kickstarter exclusives. That's why you'd be doing this. But let me just stop, let's not stop there at $9. Let's go another $10 on top of that, and let's get that expansion as well, those extra 2 characters. And what this does, it expands it to 5 to 6 players as well. So, for these sort of games, these are games that are going to be, you're going to play over lunch at your workplace, you're going to play with your family, you're going to have friends over for some drinks, and you're just going to pull this out. 5 to 6 player expansion is almost a must in that regard. So I think for the majority of people, I think this $49 pledge is the way to go. But this is where things take a real turn. Let's go here, and what we have is we jump up from 49 to 149. What do we get for that extra $100? Not bloody much. So we get some card sleeves. Whoopsie-doo. We get those acrylic standees. So, those beautiful acrylic standees that, we were getting excited about before. Well, get $100 excited, because that's how much they're going to cost you. And that's pretty much it. That's the main things you're getting different in this pledge. Next thing we're doing is, we get play mats as well. Look, I shouldn't downplay this. You are getting a fair bit more, but again, we are talking $150 for a small box game that we know is going to be in those big box stores that you're going to get for like $15 down the track. Like, are you comfortable paying $150 for a $15 to $20 game? That's the question. Okay, but what about $249? What about that? What about we go 250, big buckaroos, and we get everything we had before, but instead we get these little vinyl figurines. Now, look, you get a bunch of them, which is nice, but I'm not a collector of these vinyls, but for some people, this is like almost a must-have, and I can get that if they're gonna sit on your shelf and they're gonna take pride of place, then great. It's not for me. $250 is just too much. I could buy 2 Vital Lacerda games for that, or something crazy that I don't know. It just blows me mind for such a small box game that you would pay that much. But again, it's what people want. If people want these vinyls, then that's the price they have to pay. As simple as that. I don't think they're going to get them anywhere else. So look, anyway, there you go. That's $250 for that, and you get all of that. So there you go. Okay, let's continue on. So what do we get? In the core box, cool, you're going to get your hex tiles, you're going to get some meeples, you're going to get some cards, and that's about it. So 5 custom dice. I actually really like the dice. I think the dice are really nice. Now, the dice, there's only 4 resources in the game, but one of the resources here, the gems, there's actually 3 different types of the gems there. And what you can do is, before you start every round, your first thing you're going to do is going to roll those dice, and they're going to allocate your resources for that round. So, look, I really like that. Again, this is where the Euro mechanics is going to come into it. It's going to allocate resources, and you're going to be able to spend those resources on spell cards, move around hexes and stuff to get different spell cards and things like that. And these are great mechanics, and for a lot of people, this is going to be the first time they're going to see this sort of stuff, and it's going to blow their mind. It's going to be absolutely great. I really think this is such a great intro game for a lot of people. I think there's so many positives to come from this. These double-sided playboards are great. It's hard to tell from this image, but there's little counters on them, and those counters are going to start off at the 18 health points, and you're going to be able to sort of go down as you sort of lose your health. And on the other side is your shadow points. Once you hit 3 shadow points, you flip those cards over to the other side, and that's going to be your shadow side, and that's when you're going to be able to get in your old mate friend to come and help you, and you're going to be able to sort of kick some ass for the rest of the game, basically. That's sort of how it works. Your 7 hex tiles there, your 3 hex tiles are going to be your standard hex tiles, and they're your character ones on the top and bottom. 53 main card decks, 10 counter spells, 10 companion cards, and really cute meeples, like super damn cute meeples. And I pray that by the end of this campaign, they are going to be silkscreen, and they are going to look freaking amazing. And tokens, cool. Kickstarter Exclusive Edition, all that stuff, the expansion. What does the expansion have? Those 2 characters with their player boards. You're going to get their 2 player boards, their hex tiles for their players, their characters, but you're also going to get 1 more. And I've got, my gut feeling is that this 3rd one is going to be able to replace one of those middle hexes, which is pretty cool. Again, adds just that little bit more variety and makes this expansion almost a must-have. Yep, more cards, more spells, more companions, and more goddamn cute meeples there. Okay, there you go. How to play. Look, start off picking your character. First things first. Done. Okay, next thing, after we picked our characters, we lay out our locations. So this is what we're talking about here. Those 3 across the middle, and they don't change. And the characters up the top. And what you're going to basically do is, as you go around the board is going to be all these cards. And as you land on the hex, there's going to be cards that are going to be allocated to those hexes. And they're the ones you're going to be basically spending those resources to, basically build up spells to be able to hit other people and knock them out. That's the game. Simple as that. Great dice, spell cards, and they're going to be, they're not going to be crazy, like you're going to be, once you see these sort of cards, you're going to be quite comfortable playing them. I don't think there's anything too sort of groundbreaking in a lot of this stuff. And counter spells, again, if you've played Unstable Unicorns before, like this stuff's going to be so ingrained in you. So this one here, Safety Dome, basically, people, you're just protected from getting attacked. This one protects you from 2 damage of attack. This one lets you run away to another hex, and this one lets you counter attack bees everywhere. So again, very simple, simple cards, but they're going to be great. And these are those companions. So when you turn over to the shadow side, you get these companion cards. And again, they're just going to upgrade your abilities and just help you defeat your opponents. Full rules PDF. Do yourself a favor. Read through the rules. Make sure the game's for you. It's not a long rule book at all. And stretch goals. Look, we're very early in. There's going to be so many more of these. Magnetic Box is a pretty kick-ass goal. More resource cards, more characters. And again, this is why you're backing this on Kickstarter. Simple as that. All this extra stuff that's going to come down range. Okay, and next one, $1 million, Dice Tower. Pretty sweet. I think it's good. Cool. And add-ons. Look, you can put more of that stuff. But the one thing I'm shocked about is, and I'm sure they would change this, is they would put in Heater Slay and Unstable Unicorns and stuff like that you'd be able to get, hopefully. But at the moment, it's currently just buy more of the Casting Shadows. That's it. Okay. And, yep, and timeline. So we're basically looking at March next year. So they're saying, 12 months away is when it'll land. Pretty much every Kickstarter gets sort of delayed a little bit. So let's say sort of maybe April, May. It's a long time away, but, that's standard. Okay, and shipping and VAT. And this one confused me. So you've got your standard edition, your Joe Blow edition here, and it's actually $1 more than your Kickstarter exclusive edition. So I think, again, they're just leaning people away from that standard edition, just trying to get everyone to get on these Kickstarters, and it makes sense. Just back these ones because it's fairly decent shipping there, except for the UK is a bit expensive, and EU. Anyway, look, that's what it is. Look, this is Casting Shadows. I'm excited. Like, I think this is a really good thing for the industry. I think these sort of games, they're just bridging that gap from, just people who would never ever touch a board game, and it's just bridging that gap slowly and getting them more and more interested. And I think this is actually a really good stepping stone for a lot of people. I think this, the art is beautiful. I think the mechanics, while simple, is going to be appealing to a lot of people. I just think this is just a really good campaign, and it's going to sell millions. It doesn't matter what I say, like, they're selling millions regardless. So look, that's my thoughts on it. Let me know in the comments below. Look, like and subscribe if you like what I did. Look, it means a lot. Just even a little thumbs up, just to say, thanks for just chatting to me for the last sort of 15 minutes. Anyway, look, that's enough from me. I'm Hoax. This is Board Game Bangers. Till next time, laters.